Good morning. It's 7:30 a.m. on the east coast of Florida, and welcome to Coffee and Tea with OMG.
Is that my cocoa cup?
It is your cocoa cup, but it's tea. Although I'm going to be honest, I need something a lot stronger than cocoa or tea or coffee or anything today. I would like to put something else in there, but I haven't. So I woke up really early because just after midnight or between midnight and 1 a.m., the Justice Department did release the long-awaited report by Jack Smith about the Volume 1, which is the Washington, D.C. case. And it was something like 165 pages. We did print it, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Yes, our printer's smoking and we need to get a new ink thing on there. But what I have here is actually something that was very interesting and different. And that is a letter that is normal to put on these reports. But the letter itself was a little bit unusual because we know Jack Smith as being like, he don't smile. He's more than an Iron Man. What is it that he does throughout different countries? It's similar to Iron Man. It's where they do triathlon type of thing. Like, it's the highest level of all of that. I apologize.
Right.
I don't remember what level, but it's similar to the Iron Man thing. He does these competitions. This guy has nerves of steel. And of course, we know he prosecutes at The Hague. And he's not emotional. Like, he is straight arrow. This one, for him, you would read as probably as emotional as he gets, because he defends his prosecution, what he did and why. And the conclusion of all of this is that 100% that Donald Trump would be in jail, basically, is what he's, he doesn't use the words jail, but he says that he would be convicted. He said absolutely that this would have gone to trial. He would have a conviction. And what I want to caution everyone, because I'm going to go into this in detail later, is that I was watching the coverage, unfortunately, on regular media, trying to go from channel to channel, just to see what the legal talking heads were saying and the anchor people. And I was up real early, and it changed hour by hour. Now, some of that was because of the different people that they had on the shows.
Right, sure.
It's different. Yep. I'm sure they don't get some of the whatever top people on at 5 a.m., then at 6, then, whatever. So it's going to change throughout the day. But also, it's a lot to read through this. And I have not read through it all. I am just starting to. And what I thought was very important was at the very beginning, it reminded me of the Mueller report, which, of course, unfortunately, we had Bill Barr come out and literally lie about it. Literally told everybody a big lie. And that really colored how everybody approached it and what they thought it said. Because honestly, a lot of people don't want to read this. And I wish people would. Please read it. It's online. I suggest you print it up. But the important thing is that most of this was already out in public knowledge from unfortunate leaks, or fortunately, but also from the indictments themselves, all of the indictments. Jack Smith's 2 indictments in the documents case and the DC case, then the state case, particularly in Georgia, then also Alvin Bragg's, but also these other state cases where they have brought prosecutions about the fake electors cases. So we know much of this. We all heard the video of the just find me the 11,000 something votes, remember, in Georgia. Yeah. So, but the important thing is, don't fall for the quick thing in media saying, well, we've already seen all this. And no, now I'm seeing a switch on that, where I'm seeing some really good talking heads that are saying, wait, there are nuggets in here we did not see or hear before. So I'll tease here a little bit with some of the nuggets that they're saying are new, because again, you got to really look for these pieces. And also there's a lot of footnotes, tons of footnotes that have all the citations of the evidence, like the grand jury testimony and the interviews with all of these witnesses. So one that I believe her name is Lisa Rubin, she's really good. She said she doesn't recall hearing before was that Trump knew his claims were false. Jack Smith is clear about that. Sure. Trump knew he lost.
Yep.
He said it on several occasions in different ways to family. He said it to lawyers, many different ways. He knew.
His only goal to seek the presidency was to not go to prison, and then by doing that, the presidency just became like a bonus. You know?
And a bonus op to sell all the merch, by the way, that he is.
Exactly. Yes.
That's just, which by the way is just disgusting. And if that was Joe Biden or Kamala Harris going out there and hawking merch,
Jeez.
they would be ruthlessly criticized. But anyway, so what Lisa Rubin was saying is that then not only did they know the claims were false, but Trump always, it shows he always had a plan to declare victory no matter what, even before the election. Like he absolutely had a plan. We are going to declare victory. And they had 5 interviews with the grand jury who heard him say that. So these are Trump people, 5 Trump people who testified that they heard him say that he had a plan, that he was going to declare victory no matter what, and that afterward he knew that he had lost. And those are in the citations of the evidence. And then another really important piece that she thought was, pretty new-ish, and that was that when he was told that Pence said he could not do what Trump wanted, then Trump said to him, quote, "I'm going to have to go after you," and that he was going to go to the public too. And then he, right after that, after Pence said, "No, can't do what you want me to do," and Trump said, "Well, then I'm going to have to go after you," Trump went out to the public, lied to them, and said that Pence had agreed with him on this plan to throw out the votes.
Wow.
So, there's going to be many of these nuggets, and I need to go through this and find it. We're going to be talking at length about this, but I don't know. In a way, there's a sadness, I guess, that so much of what was in this report was already out there in the public, and it didn't seem to matter.
No. I mean, I ask my friends sometimes, why did you guys vote for Trump? And they just kind of rattle off some things, but to me, it's more or less they're giving me excuses instead of a reason. And there's so many things that should have, been brought to their attention, which is everywhere, why he shouldn't even be in this position.
You always ask them about the part about January 6th, and you said what? They just get
They just get a blank look on their face, and then sometimes they change the subject.
They go because this is always on the golf course.
Playing golf, and they'll hit his tee shot.
Yeah.
It's
and they don't give you a reason why they didn't like Kamala Harris, because they'll say they didn't like her. They won't give you a reason why they like him, because they don't, and they don't. And then you even have brought up the suckers and losers stuff, because your family is military, my family's military.
My uncle, my dad's brother, who joined the Army in 1942, landed on D-Day on day 2 and was having to walk over all the fallen soldiers. And then he went on and fought through France. He fought at the Battle of the Bulge, where 20,000 fell.
What a hero. And as we know, we've talked about my dad, being pew-pewed down and was a POW in Germany in World War II. For people like us or anybody, but all of our friends, family, military people, when they support him, you and I are just baffled by that.
It boggles me that they even...
It's an insult to those.
For sure.
Yeah. On a quick little change here, there are very important confirmation hearings going on, and the Pete Hegseth is an important one. And what we are learning now that is so critical is that those FBI background checks on Pete Hegseth, just like the ones on Brett Kavanaugh, in these hearings, we have found out that they were not thorough at all, just like the one with Brett Kavanaugh. Apparently, these are not like a criminal investigation or a criminal, background check. This is where they have a client, and they're doing kind of a side service for a client, and that client is the Trump administration when he was in office during the Brett Kavanaugh hearings, and this is as a president-elect with the transition team. And so apparently their hands are tied, and this is what we learned in the Sheldon report, Sheldon Whitehouse, about what happened with Brett Kavanaugh. And all I'm going to say here is that you and I know for a fact, we know somebody that we can't talk about that was involved in the whole Brett Kavanaugh thing, and we know 100% that what Blasey Ford said was true, and this person should have been interviewed, and they were not.
Right.
So, all right, Ron, we'll talk to y'all later. You have a great day.